Nehemiah 13:19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath.
Began to be what?
Began to be dark before the Sabbath.
So like my Ak was saying, a day is reckoned from evening to evening. So the brothers that's out there just talking about, well, the Sabbath is only in the daytime and all that, that's complete folly. It's foolishness according to Scripture. Read that again.
And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath.
Before the Sabbath. It was dark, now the Sabbath was coming in. Read.
I commanded that the gates should be shut and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, and there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the merchants and sellers of all kinds of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice.
So all these big time corporations back then coming to Jerusalem, sitting down once again trying to make they sales. Trying to get our people to violate, which we're going to show in the book of Jubilees in a hot second, that buying and selling was totally forbidden on the Shabbat, as this is showing today. Read on.
Verse 21. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye out about the wall?
Now check out Nehemiah's zeal when it comes down to the Shabbat. Check out what our brother said. This is how you know this was a brother off the rip. Read.
If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
You see that? Nehemiah said, do it again. Come on back to these gates, and you're going to have to deal with these hands. I'm going to drop you for this.
Playing drums on you.
Read on.
I will lay hands on you from that time forth. From that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath.
You see that? So they like, whoa, this brother ain't playing. You don't come out here and drop dogs on us if we come out here trying to sell this madness on the Shabbat. Read on.
And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O Most High, concerning this also, and spare me according to thy greatness of thy mercy.
So this is the mindset and the attitude that we should have in dealing with the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? We should have the same type of zeal, because it's very, very, very important. Let's go to the Jubilees 50 real quick and show a couple of more items that we are prohibited from doing on the Sabbath day, so that it can be kept Kadesh. You know what I'm saying? It should be given our undivided attention. Jubilees 50, read the first verse, and then we'll drop down to the 7th verse.
From the book of Jubilees, or Yobelim. And after this, chapter 50 and verse 1, and after this law I made known to you the days of the Sabbath in the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai.
Drop down to the 7th verse.
Verse 7, 50 and 7. 6 days ye shall labor, but on the 7th day of the Shabbat of Yahweh your Elohim, in it ye shall do no manner of work, you or your sons, your male servants, your female servants, and all your cattle, and the sojourner also who was with you, and the man that does any work on it shall die.
You see that? So that means your entire household, any beast that you may have, everything has to obey and get some rest and pay homage to the Most High on this day. Read on.
Whoever profanes that day, whoever lies with his wife.
You see that? You got 6 days to do that. You know what I'm saying? We got 6 days to work, lay with our wives, so on and so forth. Give the Most High his due props on this 7th day that's set apart. That's not much to ask, Israel, and those that join on to the house. Read on.
Whoever profanes that day, whoever lies with his wife, or whoever says he shall do whatever on it.
Wait a minute. Read that portion again.
Whoever lies with his wife, or whoever says he shall do whatever on it.
You see that? So a lot of our people today, we get confused. We say, well, hey, we're under grace, so we're in captivity and it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go play some ball. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that on the Shabbat. And that's completely out of order, man. The scriptures tell you, like in Judges 5, rehearse the righteous acts. How are you trying to get up in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, and you don't even if we are in captivity and you ain't striving to do what's right in the sight of the Most High? Well, I'm going to keep these Greco-Roman customs and I'm going to go, let's go play some football, man. Let's go hoop. On the Shabbat? Come on, man.
That he shall depart on a journey thereon in regards to any buying or selling.
You see, that's why Nehemiah was going so hard on them. He knew this command right here. Ain't no buying and selling on the Shabbat. You got 6 days to do so. Get all you need and be prepared for one day. Good grief, it's not that hard. Read on.
That he shall depart on a journey thereon in regards to any buying or selling, and whosoever draws water thereon, which he hath not prepared for himself on the 6th day, and whosoever takes up any burden to carry it out of his tent or out of his house shall die. You shall not do no work whatever on the Sabbath day, except what ye have prepared for yourself on the 6th day, so as to eat and drink and rest and guard the Sabbath from all work on that day.
You see that? So when the Shabbat come around, when that 6th day come in, prepare your food. Just like in Exodus 16, like that when they was being tested back then. When it comes in, prepare your food. Have enough food laid over for the 7th day, so you don't be in the kitchen cooking and all this other madness. You're supposed to be paying homage to the Most High, giving him his due respect and honor, not cooking and not doing those things that please you. You know what I'm saying? So get prepared. Read on.
Drink and rest and guard the Sabbath from all work on that day, and to Barak bless Yahweh your Elohim, who has given you a day of festival.
You see that? So it's a festival day, just like we read in Leviticus 23. It's a part of our feast days. So you should be eating great, getting some rest, and linking in with the Most High on this day. Read.
And a Kadesh day, and a day of Kadesh rain for all Israel is this day among their days forever.
Forever. So this thing will be done forever. But we're going to show that in the prophets in a minute, because what happens is, in the realm of Christianity, what they say is, hey, Jesus came on the scene and he nailed that to the cross, and we no longer have to keep that. We're going to uphold Sunday. We're going to dig off into a little history as to where that Sunday came from in a minute. But let's show you in the New Testament that they were still keeping the Shabbat even after the Mashiach was killed.
Hey, let me read verse 12.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 12 of this. And every man, this adds a little bit more and show you deeper. And every man who does any work thereon, or goes on a journey, or tills his field, whether in his house or any other place, and whosoever lights a fire, or rides on any beast, or travels by ship on the sea, and whosoever smites or kills whatever, or slaughters a beast or a bird, or whosoever catches an animal or a bird or a fish, or whosoever fasts. That's key.
That is key, because you know why? The Roman Catholic Church and the historical aspects of Christianity will tell you, Sundays to be kept holy. Saturday's cool, but we use it as a day of fasting, in complete violation of the laws and statutes of the Most High, the power of Israel.
Or whosoever fasts or goes to battle on the Sabbath.
Now, we have an account there where you can read about in the book of Maccabees, when the Greeks was coming up against our foreparents, and they wouldn't even fight on the Shabbat day because they knew this very command. But it came down to the point that the Greeks was destroying our people so bad that the Maccabees said, you know what, we're not going to go on the offensive, but if they come, we're going to defend ourselves. Why? Because they were zealous of the law. They knew that they weren't supposed to even fight on the Shabbat. It's that serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's why those Greeks was led by Hasatan to come up against them like that on the Shabbat day. Because it's very, very key for Israel to keep.
The man who does any of these matters on the Sabbath shall die, so that the children of Israel shall observe the Sabbath according to the commands regarding the Sabbath of the land, as it is written in the tablets which he gave into my hands, that I should write out for you the law of the seasons, and the seasons according to the division of their days. Thus is completed the count of the division of the days.
You see that? So that's in a nutshell shows you how we are to keep the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to start really, really rehearsing. Put this thing in order. You want to be in the kingdom, it's going to be about law and order.
No fasting.
Exactly.
It is a festival day. You're supposed to actually be eating good on the Sabbath.
The Most High, to show you how beautiful the character of the Most High is, man. He don't want you fasting. He just want a day to kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? For you to have your undivided attention focused on Him. How much more of a power? Look at it, man. Look at what we have in Him. So let's go out of our way. You know what I'm saying? But let's show in the New Testament that our foreparents were still keeping the Shabbat after the Messiah was crucified for us. Let's go to, first and foremost, let's hit Luke 4:16. Because we ought to follow his example, right? We can all agree on that. But let's see his example. When we was in the world, we wanted to follow all of the things that our top celebrities did. I'm talking about down to the way they dress, to the way they speak. When it comes to the Mashiach, we wavering, we playing games. We don't want to do everything he did, but let's see what he did in regards to the Shabbat.
We got Luke 4 what?
4:16.
Luke 4:16. And it came to Nazareth, and he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day, and stood up for to read.
You see that? So the Mashiach's custom, or something that he did on the regular basis, was to do what?
Go into the synagogue to read on the Sabbath day.
On the Sabbath. He kept the Sabbath day customarily. Drop down to verse 31.
Verse 31. And came down to, what's that? Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath day. And they were astonished at his doctrine, and for his words was with power.
You see that? So the Mashiach, when he was going through his different travels in the land of Israel, he was going into the synagogues and dropping that deep understanding on our people on the Shabbat day. Let's go to Mark 2:28. Because within the Christian religion, they say, what do they call Sunday, bro? In the Christian religion?
The Lord's Day.
The Lord's Day. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that they talking about complete paganism. But let's see what day the true Mashiach that we read about in the scripture, let's see what day he said he was the Lord of. Read that. Mark 2:28.
Mark 2:28. Therefore the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath.
The first day of the week?
Of the Sabbath.
Sunday?
Of the Sabbath.
See that? He said he's the Lord of the Shabbat. He linked himself to the Sabbath day. So what is Christianity talking about? One of the many lies that has been taught through Satan and propagated by a false religion. Got something you want to add?
Not crystal clear.
Let's go to Acts 13. Matter of fact, let's pick up Acts in the first chapter. Then we'll go to chapter 13. Pick it up at verse 6.
Acts 1:6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? And he said unto them,
hold up. Now, what's going on right here? The Mashiach been killed, resurrected, and showed himself unto the apostles. He's getting ready to take flight and go back to the Father. So the brothers is asking the Father, Mashiach, are you going to again restore the kingdom to us at this time? He said, nah. Read on.
And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father hath put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the cadets the Ruach HaKodesh is coming upon you,